9 AD, this ancient Roman city was also buried in volcanic ash by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. But what was found here, with the help of artificial intelligence, could change the way we understand history.
What if the voices of ancient civilizations were never really silenced?
Artificial intelligence has changed how we see the world. One of the most fascinating things it has done is help us read and understand ancient languages that humans struggled to decipher for centuries. Today, with the help of artificial intelligence, scientists are finally unlocking these secrets. But instead of just finding ordinary history, what they discovered was shocking, mostly frightening messages from the past that question everything we believe to be true. So let's get into the details on how AI decoded ancient languages with terrific results. AI's strength lies in deep learning, pattern recognition, and the ability to process large amounts of data in seconds. Where human experts once struggled for decades, AI systems can now scan symbols, compare them to known languages, and propose translations in moments. The results are not just impressive, they are often surprising, unsettling, and sometimes even terrifying. Starting with the first ancient language to the last one on the list. First on the list is Herculaneum Scrolls, Words from the Ashes. In 79 CE, Mount Vesuvius erupted and buried the Roman towns of Pompeii and Herculaneum. Among the ruins were hundreds of scrolls, carbonized by the heat. For centuries, no one could read them because unrolling would destroy them. AI changed everything. Using advanced scanning and algorithms, researchers virtually unrolled the scrolls and revealed long-hidden writings. Surprisingly, many passages expressed how dreadful these are, as if the authors felt the end was near. These writings contained warnings, reflections on death, and haunting thoughts of doom, offering a rare glimpse into the final moments, fears, emotions, and unsettling mindset of an ancient civilization facing complete elimination.
In this window into history, researchers at Israel's Tel Aviv University worked with machine learning experts to create an AI model trained on thousands of real translations.
Next on the list, Akkadian cuneiform. Secrets of Mesopotamia. Akkadian cuneiform, written on clay tablets more than 4,000 years ago, was one of humanity's first writing systems. Human scholars made progress over centuries, but large parts remained mysterious. With AI, researchers fed thousands of tablets into machine learning models. The system quickly recognized patterns and suggested translations. Beyond trade records and administrative notes, the texts revealed prophecies of collapse, betrayal, and warnings of chaos. Suddenly, Mesopotamia looked less like a land of peaceful kings and more like a place deeply worried about disaster. Next on the list is Voynich Manuscript, a book of mysteries. The Voynich Manuscript is often called the world's most mysterious book. Filled with strange looping script and bizarre plant drawings, it has baffled experts for centuries. AI analyzed the text and compared it to countless known languages. Astonishingly, about 80% of the words matched entries in a Hebrew dictionary, but the sentences were broken and strange. Some passages hinted at forbidden rituals and cryptic medical warnings, leaving researchers to wonder if this was a book of hidden knowledge, secrets meant for only a chosen few to understand. Even today, the mystery isn't fully solved, but AI has given us the first real glimpse into what it might contain, sparking curiosity, debate, and renewed fascination across the world.
5 millennia ago in the region of ancient Mesopotamia, thereby safeguarding the earliest written documents of humanity in a script referred to as cuneiform.
Next on the list, Linear B, the Mycenaean script. Linear B is an ancient Greek script used by the Mycenaeans around 1400 BCE, was partly decoded in the 20th century, but AI took it further. By comparing its patterns to modern Greek, AI could translate much more accurately. The content wasn't just about taxes and trade. It also revealed ritual sacrifices, omens, and cult practices. This darker side of Mycenaean culture had remained hidden until AI pieced it together, suggesting a world where power, religion, and fear were deeply intertwined, shaping the very foundations of early Greek civilization.
Turned them into pieces, a puzzle that has kept experts glued to their microscopes for centuries. Now scientists have found a way to unravel the mystery.
Next on the list is Ugaritic script, Tales of Cosmic Disaster. The Ugaritic language, spoken in ancient Syria around 3,000 years ago, was another puzzle decoded. AI has helped by mapping its symbols to Hebrew. The translations shocked researchers. They revealed mythological battles, prophecies of floods, and appeals to unknown gods. The texts painted a world where people feared cosmic destruction and sought to appease higher powers, describing rituals, sacrifices, and ominous warnings that seemed eerily similar to later apocalyptic traditions found in other ancient cultures.
When to make a sacrifice, when to wage war, when to stay silent. Move west and jump forward over 1,000 years. Their cities rose in what is now southern Mexico, massive stone pyramids surrounded by temples, ball courts, and palaces. Their writing system, made up of intricate glyphs, is one of the most visually complex ever created.
Next on the list is Indus script. Warnings before collapse. The Indus Valley Civilization, one of the oldest in history, left behind thousands of inscriptions written in a mysterious script. For over a century, no one could read it. AI studied the patterns and frequencies of the signs. While a full translation isn't complete, it uncovered references to scarcity, unrest, and warnings of social breakdown. This hints that the Indus people may have faced crises that led to their civilization's sudden decline. Next on the list is the Egyptian hieroglyphs, beyond the Rosetta Stone. Thanks to the Rosetta Stone scholars who cracked Egyptian hieroglyphs long ago, but many smaller inscriptions still resisted interpretation. AI scanned thousands of carvings and revealed new meanings. Some temple writings weren't just decorative, they contained curses, predictions of doom, and warnings about the afterlife. These findings show how deeply fear of the supernatural shaped Egyptian culture, reminding us that faith, power, and fear were all etched into stone to guide, control, and sometimes terrify both the living and the dead. Next on the list is Mayan hieroglyphs, blood and stars. Mayan writing is one of the most complex in the world. For decades, experts could only read parts of it. AI has now reconstructed many glyphs with remarkable precision. Some translations were chilling, sacrificial instructions and warnings linked to astronomical cycles. The Mayans seemed to believe their society's survival depended on pleasing the gods through ritual bloodshed and careful attention to the stars.
East of Mesopotamia, deep in ancient Iran, lies one of the world's oldest writing systems. Dating back to around 3,100 years before Christ, these wedge-like signs were carved onto clay tablets during a time when agriculture and city-states were just blooming.
Next on the list is Proto-Elamite, famine and plague. The Proto-Elamite script, used in Iran around 3000 BCE, and it has confused scholars for generations. AI finally uncovered pieces of meaning by studying repetition and syntax. The texts weren't just about administration. They also contained cryptic warnings about famine and plague, suggesting the people struggled with repeated disasters. What looks like a dry record of numbers suddenly became a window into a society haunted by suffering, resilience, and fear, where survival was uncertain, and every inscription carried echoes of desperation, faith, and the fragile hope of enduring against overwhelming odds.
That one's the underdog. It shows up on artifacts like the Tuxtla statuette and La Mohara stela. Some believe it's a legit writing system.
Next on the list is Cypro-Minoan, fears of invasion. The Cypro-Minoan script from Bronze Age Cyprus remained unreadable until AI analyzed its symbols. Many tablets recorded trade, but some spoke of fears of invasion and forced silence, hints that people lived under the shadow of an outside threat. This was more than trade bookkeeping. It was survival, a record of voices struggling against oppression, fear, and uncertainty. Each symbol revealed not just commerce, but also whispered memories of conflict, resilience, and the constant tension between hope and despair. Next on the list is Olmec symbols, Doom in the Stars. The Olmec civilization of ancient Mexico left behind strange symbols, but AI specifically designed and trained on thousands of digital images finally cracked some of them. The translations were dramatic, prophecies of societal collapse, astronomical omens, and warnings to future generations about pride and downfall. These messages suggest the Olmecs believed in cosmic cycles of creation and destruction.
And you'll find a language that defies logic. A script discovered in the 1860s, carved into wooden tablets with a bizarre snaking direction.
Next on the list, Etruscan. Dark Rites of the Dead. The Etruscans were another ancient language that was originally in Italy before the Romans. Their language was partly known, but AI uncovered much more. Funerary inscriptions revealed pleas for gods to punish the living, along with references to forbidden rites and secret cults. These weren't simple tombstones. They were chilling messages about the afterlife and curses upon enemies, exposing a culture where death was never silent, and even the grave carried threats, warnings, and echoes of hidden spiritual battles between the living and the dead. Next on the list, Rongorongo, Voices of Easter Island. The Easter Island's Rongorongo script had been a mystery. Although AI studied repeated glyphs and provided the first real clues after decoding, the texts described population decline, clan conflicts, and the loss of faith. It was as if the people of Easter Island were leaving behind a warning about the dangers of overuse and division.
For glyphs, spirals often signal disruption or upheaval. In Minoan seals, similar bird and animal symbols represented omens. These were not isolated artistic designs, but repeated visual codes. Clusters on the Phaistos disc, spirals paired with shields or animals, matched patterns seen across Bronze Age artifacts.
Next on the list is the Tartarian tablets. Omens of Darkness. Also in Eastern Europe, the Neolithic tablets decorated with mysterious symbols sparked debate for decades. AI assigned sounds and linked them to nearby proto-languages. The results suggested ceremonial rites, ancestor worship, and prophecies of flood and darkness. Whether these were religious texts or cultural warnings, they showed that fear of catastrophe was deeply rooted even in early European societies. Finally, the Phaistos disc and Vincha symbols, fatalistic warnings. The Phaistos disc is a clay artifact from Crete. It was analyzed by AI through symbol clustering and revealed recurring words pointing to ritual sacrifices and warnings against violating sacred lands. Meanwhile, the Vincha symbols from southeastern Europe, once dismissed as decoration, turned out to contain trade markings and curses related to famine and betrayal. Together, these findings suggested that even prehistoric communities worried about survival, trust, and punishment. Looking closely at these 15 ancient language decoded, one pattern stands out. Many ancient societies left behind warnings, fears, and prophecies. Instead of only recording taxes or trades, their writings often reflected deep anxieties, fear of famine, fear of cosmic punishment, fear of betrayal, and fear of collapse. AI hasn't just given us translations, it has given us an emotional bridge to the past, reminding us that ancient people were not so different from us. They worried about survival, about the end of their world, and about forces they couldn't control. But there's also a chilling side. These discoveries suggest that civilizations often foresaw their downfall, leaving behind cryptic messages for future generations. Messages we are only now able to read. Moreover, AI has unlocked doors that were closed for thousands of years. From the ashes of Herculaneum to the jungles of Central America, from the deserts of Iran to the islands of the Pacific, voices once thought lost forever are now being heard again. The stories they tell are not always comforting. They reveal dark rituals, curses, cosmic fears, and warnings about collapse. And yet, this is what makes them so powerful. They remind us that history is not only about triumphs, but also about struggles, doubts, and anxieties. As AI continues to grow, more languages will be unlocked, and more voices from the past will speak again. The question is, are we ready for it? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next update. Thanks for watching.